Before the fighting started, he sent them a letter.
From Khalid ibn al-Walid to the commanders of Persia.
He told them their order was broken, their word divided, their kingdom stripped. He told them to send terms and pay the tax. And then he wrote the line the Persian court would remember.
I will send against you a people who love death as you love life.
Follow this with me, because the man who wrote that had spent years trying to destroy the religion he was writing on behalf of.
His father was al-Walid ibn al-Mughira, the greatest man in Quraysh, and one of the richest Arabs alive. Khalid did not lean on any of it. He went out into the desert and trained himself to fight. His clan held the military portfolio in Mecca, and when Mecca needed a cavalry commander, they called him. At Uhud, Khalid led the horsemen who broke the Muslims. At Hudaybiyyah, he intended to kill the messenger of God himself. He was stopped, and later he came to Islam, and everything he had learned changed sides. Then came Mutah, southern Jordan, 130 kilometers below Amman.
3,000 Muslims. Against them, 200,000 Romans and allied Christian Arabs of Sham.
66-1.
Khalid was not the commander. He was an ordinary soldier under 3 men, and one after another all 3 of them were killed. So he took the banner. And what he did next is still taught in military colleges. First, he had the horses run across the battlefield all night, until the dust hung so thick the Roman camp could not see through it. He wanted them to think reinforcements had arrived from the city. Second, he rearranged the entire army in the dark. The right wing became the left, the vanguard became the rear. At dawn, the Romans looked across and saw unfamiliar banners, unfamiliar faces, an army that did not match the one they had fought yesterday. Their certainty went. Third, he put a detachment on a wide hill far behind his own lines with one job: raise dust and shout the takbir all day. A stream of reinforcements that did not exist. And fourth, on the second day, he began to withdraw, slowly, deliberately, into the open desert. The Romans watched him go and did not follow. They were certain they were being drawn into a trap, and they stood on the field of Mutah and let 3,000 men walk away.
God cast terror into their hearts. That is how the chapter puts it.
And in the middle of that battle, 9 swords broke in Khalid's hand. He struck until the blade shattered, threw the hilt away, and pulled another from his belt. Then that one broke. He fought with 2 swords at once, which the book says no Muslim but al-Zubair ibn al-Awwam ever did. By the end, he was fighting with a Yemeni dagger.
12 Muslims died at Mutah. 12, including all 3 commanders.
From Jordan, he went to Najd, where a man called Musaylima had declared himself a prophet, and the future of Islam was genuinely in doubt. Abu Bakr put every army under Khalid, and Yamama was one.
Then Iraq. 15 battles against the Persian Empire and 15 victories.
The greatest was called Dat al-Salasil, the Battle of the Chains. The Persians chained their own soldiers together so they could not run from the Arabs.
And in Iraq, something small happened that changed the world later. Khalid took a Christian boy prisoner. The boy saw how the Muslims treated him, and he accepted Islam. His name was Nusayr. His son was Musa ibn Nusayr, who opened Spain.
Abu Bakr had one more use for him.
By God, I will make the Romans forget the whisperings of Satan with Khalid ibn al-Walid.
So Khalid took his army out of Iraq and crossed the Anbar desert, waterless ground the Byzantines believed no army could cross, and appeared on the other side. Then Yarmouk. And then Umar ibn al-Khattab removed him from command.
Not for failure, because the victories had become so many that Umar feared people would start believing they came from Khalid rather than from God. He was at the height of everything.
And Khalid accepted it. He took the decision with an open chest and served on as an ordinary soldier in the army he had commanded.
Because he had worked out the thing the chapter ends on. What matters is that the banner stays raised, not who is holding